Hi, this is Dr. Crochet. I'm going to try to clarify some questions and issues for the diagnostic lesson. On Moodle, they have the diagnostic lesson where you place your plan. It has objectives, materials, strategy description, adaptations, modifications, knowledge base, pre and post assessment. And I want to show you where that is embedded in your actual lesson plan template, as well as go over some clarifying points. Okay, the first column, column 1, is your objectives. And I have 1, 2. I'm expecting 2 objectives. One of the objectives is going to be whatever is tied to the strategy and skill that you're teaching based on their assessments and performance. You could have 2. Not sure that you want to do 2. Your second objective could be on the process writing. Materials is column 2. You will list all the materials that you will use next to each of the different activities. Column 3 is the strategy description. This is your curricular decision. It's a continuous diagnostic assessment. As I'm implementing it, I might make changes and adaptations. After the lesson, I might make adaptations and changes and do something different in the subsequent lessons. Okay, the first part of the lesson is the strategy and skill instruction. Tell me, what are you teaching them? Please tell me how you're going to model it, implement it, and have them practice. There should be some type of pre-test performance. What is their knowledge based on this skill before you start teaching them and they start practicing? The process writing time. During the process writing time, you are going to teach and model brainstorming, creating a rough draft, revising and editing in a final copy, knowing that it might take all 5 sessions to complete all of these steps. This will be an ongoing document. Now, the process writing time can be on anything, a topic of their choice. To make it very easy, you could do a language experience. You could do an activity with the student and then have them brainstorm, rough draft, revise, edit, and final copy. The activity could be as simple as throwing a frisbee, throwing a football, going outside and playing hopscotch, playing jump rope, making ice cream, making gook, eating watermelon, cutting a watermelon, whatever. It's an activity that doesn't take more than 5 minutes. Then they have something to write about. They write about what they just did. The last part of activity for the lesson plan is the personalized reading and writing. This is where you and the student share a journal. You can make a journal. You could take 5 pages, put a piece of construction paper, staple it together, and this is their journal. I want them to show you their writing skills. They write about something, couple of sentences, and then you respond to it in written form. We want to show the students how purposeful writing is, the importance of it. During the personalized reading and writing, this is not the time where you mark and correct all of their spelling and grammar errors. If we start to mark and correct everything at this point, in this section, they're not going to want to write anything. They're not going to feel comfortable. This is for them to express themselves and to let it flow freely without our critical critiquing them. The process writing time is where we critique. Okay, that's the third column, curricular decisions. So that's the strategy description. The adaptations and the modifications are all in column 4, as well as what happened. So when we have on the Portfolio Diagnostic Lesson 1 forum, knowledge base, that has to do with column 3, their pre-test performance. It says pre and post assessment. Their pre-test performance goes in the pre. Observations, what happens, goes in the post-test performance. When you go into the lesson, you will have columns 1, 2, and 3 completed. As you are actually teaching and implementing the lesson, you will complete column 4. What happened? What was their performance? What were they doing? Was the addressing task, technique, the context in which it was delivered, as far as did you have to make any adjustments, any changes because it wasn't appropriate or it wasn't working for the student that day. You just note the changes in column 4, as well as how did they perform. For the strategy and skill, for the process writing time, as well as for the personalized reading and writing. What happened? What changes had to be made? And then the 5th column is the interpretation. It's usually not done right then and there. It's something that we then go home and think about. So now what do you think? How effective was the lesson, the skill, the strategy taught? How well was their post-performance? How well did the process writing time work? What do I need to do differently next time? What do I need to change? How will I approach it in the next lesson? As well as the personalized reading and writing. Column 6, I asked you to cite your knowledge base to support the strategy selection. Why are you doing this strategy? So you complete one of these lesson plans for each of your 5 lessons. Column 1, we should have 2 objectives. Column 2, we should have our materials. Column 3, our curricular decisions. Column 6, the knowledge base, should be completed prior to the lesson. Column 4 is the observations, which is completed during and directly after the lesson. Column 5 is completed prior to the next lesson. It's usually done after I've had some time to digest and think about what did I plan, what worked well, what didn't, what do I need to make changes in. The next lesson plans, hypotheses or objectives, may need to change based on the prior lesson. The student's performance drives instruction. Each subsequent lesson follows the same format. I'm also asking you to give me a 5-minute clip of different parts of your lesson. Any of the parts, 5 minutes. You may, in the past, what's worked well and what's worked best is that the students email me the video clip. There is also a program that you can, if you have an iPhone, that you can just do a voice clip. And I understand some individuals are having problems with the confidentiality issue. I do not mind if you just do a voice clip instead of an actual video clip. That is fine with me. If you have any further questions, please let me know. Hope this helps. Thank you.